training digs into the muscles that really matter for a tennis player. The glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, plus all the smaller stabilizers around the hips and knees. But he's not just building muscle. He's teaching his legs to respond, to fire, to absorb force, and to recover quickly in dynamic, split-second bursts. That kind of preparation makes a huge difference when you see him moving in a match. When he trains, Shelton emphasizes work on one leg at a time. That's not a coincidence. Tennis demands a lot of one-legged moments, pushing off for a serve, cutting to a wide ball, reaching in awkward stances. By making each leg work independently, he forces his body to develop balance, coordination, and equal capacity in both limbs. Over time, this builds not just strength, but also injury resilience because neither leg becomes a weak link. Coaches and performance experts in tennis emphasize that unilateral force production is critical because both legs need to generate reactive power during acceleration. But he doesn't just lift heavy slowly, he makes every movement count. Each rep is about driving upward with intent, about rising explosively rather than just pushing through. That trains his muscles to produce force really quickly, which is what power is all about. In tennis, you rarely just push hard slowly. You have to load, brace, and then spring into action in a fraction of a second. Shelton's legs are being primed so that when he needs to explode, whether it's launching into a serve or pushing off to recover, he's ready. He also works a lot laterally. Side to side is a huge part of tennis movement. By training movements that mimic the sidestep, the lateral cut, and the shuffle, he's building the muscles on the outside of his hips, the abductors, and reinforcing his ability to decelerate and reaccelerate when shifting direction. That kind of strength helps in maintaining stability and power when he changes direction rapidly, and it's exactly what shows up during intense points where he scrambles and recovers. Another big piece of his lower body training targets his calves and ankles. Those muscles might be small compared to the quads or glutes, but they're absolutely critical in tennis. Every sprint, jump, and landing loads them heavily. If his calves are strong and reactive, he can push off harder, move quicker, and absorb impact more safely, which helps both in performance and long-term injury prevention. All of this has a very direct carryover to how he plays. On serve, his strength is not just in his arm. His power base starts in his legs. He loads his legs, then transfers that force through his body, giving him the kinetic energy to hit big serves. That foundation also helps him recover after shots. A strong, reactive lower body lets him reset quickly, move into position smoothly, and strike again without losing momentum. Mechanically, his training builds a very efficient system for force production and transfer. When his legs train to generate force quickly and absorb load, that energy flows through his hips, his core, and into his upper body when he strikes. That's how he maintains high serve velocities, but also how he sustains power throughout a long match. He's not just strong, he's strong in a way that's extremely usable in motion. There's also a big injury prevention benefit in what he's doing. Tennis involves brutal stress on the knees and hips from repeated direction changes and abrupt stops. By reinforcing stability in his legs, especially through unilateral strength, he's building resilience into those joints. That makes him less susceptible to breakdown under pressure. On top of that, working this way gives him confidence. When an athlete knows their legs can fire fast and reliably, it changes how they move. The first step becomes more aggressive, the recovery sharper, the readiness to explode higher. In a match, those little advantages, being ready to pounce, being able to absorb and redirect, can swing momentum. What Shelton is doing is building what many strength and conditioning experts call rate of force development, the ability to generate maximum force in the shortest time. He's also tapping into what is often called the stretch shortening cycle, training his muscles to absorb energy when they lengthen, then fire it back when they contract. That's exactly what happens in tennis. You land, absorb, then explode. In effect, his legs become not just powerful, but reactive. They are a spring. A lot of time, his gym work is about learning how his muscular system reacts under stress, teaching it to handle quick loading and to push back explosively. In matches, that's what lets him serve fast, move sharply, and sustain aggression over rallies.